TQCQ, Kilo 4 Sierra Delta Victor, Kilo 4, Sheriff's Deputy, Vance County, QRZ. Welcome to QSO. What a cop. Good afternoon, good evening, even good morning, YouTube. We're going to start with hopping right into it. Meshtastic antennas, these little stubby ones, when you get them, they're not tuned very well. They may be 3-to-1 or 2-to-1 SWR. There will be a little bronze looking coil of wire. Go ahead and desolder that. Get it out of there. This is about 7 inches of 20 gauge magnet wire. And this is just a little screwdriver. Oh my God. Maybe it's 2 millimeters in diameter, but we're using 20 gauge magnet wire. This is 1.5 millimeters in diameter, so this might be closer to 3 mil in diameter. But you want it small enough to go in and still have your wire around and your wire still fit. So I'm sorry, I don't have exacts on this, but what you want to do is just make a coil. Just wrap it around. We're just gonna make a coil. Quarter wave for this band will be maybe a little bit over 3 inches. So half wave of where we want to be a little bit over 6 inches. I just say 7 inches because it's easier for us to cut this down than what it's going to be for us to add on. Also, for Meshtastic 915 megahertz band, we're looking at operating roughly at 906 8.875 megahertz. So when I get down there, I'm just going to pull this end up, and we're going to pull it off. We're going to go fast, because if not, it may get stuck if there's an obstruction, because this isn't, screwdriver's not completely smooth. And that end down, so we'll have a little coil. I've taken the time to strip the enamel off and tin the end of that wire. I normally run a hot soldering iron, anywhere between 730 to 760 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to pause for a second. We're going to go ahead, we're going to solder that into there. While I'm doing that, if you guys would take your nano VNA and calibrate it to 906.875 megahertz, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So once you've desoldered, you've wrapped, you've soldered, we'll be looking at something like this. Alright, so how I do it is I just grab a coil and I pull it. While holding on, because you don't want to mess up your VNA. Get that coil kind of vertical. You kind of want it up on edge, and from here is kind of the range you want to tune. Now you have to remember that this piece of plastic going over this creates your velocity factor. With that being said, you'll be able to tune a pretty decent antenna. So this is where we're at right now. We're all the way at the top, and give me a little bit, let me tune, and then we'll come back. Okay, all right. We're kind of where at least I want to be, because on something like a key deck, you're going to be holding it in your hand. So, and back with the tuning process, I'm going to see if I can get close so you guys can see it. You wind your spirals. You want to have like a little pointy end, your end that you solder. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, which is about 197 SWR. So you're going to add your stubby little cover over to the top of it. All right, now you see where your SWR goes. Now you're going to be holding this in your hand like this, and we're looking at a 1.07 SWR. So that's how you tune your Meshtastic antenna. Now, of course, we're relying on your SWR being in your hand. Kind of goes back to your antennas. SWR kind of relies on height above ground. So if you have a good SWR here, you start, I don't know, you put your antenna up at 20 feet, you may have a 2-to-1 SWR. As you raise that antenna up to 30 feet, that SWR will start to come down. So, and it depends on location and soil conditions, but location and soil conditions right now are on my hand, and we're looking at a 1.16, 1.17 SWR. So if the device is in my hand, because that's how the antenna is going to be, it's going to be in my hand, and I'll be typing. This is how you tune your mesh antennas. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Delta Victor saying peace.